need to move this up. It kind of looks a little weird, so I'm going to move it up a little bit. That looks better now. I'm going to group these two transparent. Very nice. Now, the lock and the hole are going to go together. I like that. All right, so now I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to select it all. Now I'm going to, you see it's not touching, but that's okay for right now. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to mirror it. And then I'm going to hit shift and drag it to the other side. Let me go over here on this side. Actually, let's see if I can get this thing out of the way. I gotta get a better angle so I can select everything at the same time and then just move it over. Okay, we're good here. Okay, let's focus on this one, and we're almost done with this section, which is actually, believe it or not the hardest part of this project. All right, let's move it over here. The hardest part is coming up. Okay, we're good here. This is fine. And if we have to move it closer, I think we might actually do it. Yeah, let's go ahead and just move it closer to the body. That way when it's printing, it won't fall off accidentally, because that would be sad to print all this and then have it fall off. Let's move it closer. There it is. It's attached. Okay, good. We are now at the point where we're going to get to the hardest part, and that's these little feather things. These little feather things, if you do it incorrectly, you will not be able to print this thing. So please pay attention to this thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up a brand new project. Hopefully this saves automatically. And let's just do a new project, new design. Okay. So we're going to make those little feathery things. Let's make this 5. And that's fine. That's what we want here. Let's zoom in. Are we good here? Yeah, I think we are. Okay, so we want it to curve outward. See, look, these things curve outward. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I should have just chosen one of those. Okay. We want it to go this way. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate this. And I'm going to move it up. Oops, not that way. Here, let's go to 100. Not bad. I think I'm okay with 100. You see how we're creating that loop right there? Now I'm going to duplicate this and go to the other side. All right. Not bad. I'm not sure I'm enjoying that just yet. Think. What do I think? All right. I think that's good. I think, actually, I'm going to change a little bit of it. So I'm going to change that to 19. I hope that fixes a little bit of something over here. 19. All right. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this for right now. All right. So I'm going to select them all. Great. It's going to be that thing. Okay. So we're almost there. We're almost there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to create one of these things. I'm going to change that to 100 as well. And now I'm going to move it. Actually, let me get rid of these bevels. I really don't like those. Let's see what kind of look I get. Whoa, not good. So let's move this one. Let's make that 10. And yeah, let's move it over so that it's covering everything. Let's make that 20. Is it already 20? 25. Okay, fine. Okay, so now I'm going to move it to the left. Okay. Good, but not good enough. So let's move this down a little bit. Let's zoom in. All right, it's curving. Good. Exactly what we want. I'm going to group those two. Now I'm going to duplicate this thing. Duplicate. Make one transparent, and then I'm going to move it back. One. No, let's just make that 0.5. Right there. That's it. So again, I duplicated this, and then I made it transparent, and I just moved it back. And what do you get when you do that? You get the same exact shape, only now you get one of these. Okay, so what you want to do is create the pattern. Let's say we are going to get about 8 of these. 8 of these across. So let's go ahead and duplicate these. Control D, move it over. And let's introduce some imperfection. I'll move it back a little bit. And then Control D again. Now, the computer has just seen what you did before and it wants to copy you. But don't. Let's move it forward. We're going to move this one up slightly. Again, we're introducing imperfection. I'm going to duplicate again. This time the computer did not know what your pattern is, so it didn't try to anticipate it. I'm going to move it down a little bit and then maybe forward. There you go. You just don't want it to be uniform. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all these, duplicate all of them, and then move them over. And let me just move it back a little bit. Okay, so you have imperfection, and that's what we want with this. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This is the big deal. Okay, this is what changes everything. We're going to export this as an STL. I guess let's cancel this. I'm going to name it. I forgot to. Let's just call this Fortnite. Let's call them feathers for some reason. I don't know why. Let's just call them feathers. I know they're not. Don't write to me and tell me they're not feathers. I already know. So let's just save this on the desktop. Whoa. All right, fine. Fortnite feathers desktop. There it is. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Now, because these 8 little things are now 1, I'm hoping Tinkercad will be nice to us and say, hey, I can handle your design now. Oops. Instead of what you had before, because I tried exporting my original design, but it had about 800 pieces and it just couldn't handle it. Tinkercad was saying, no, can't do what you want to do. So I'm hoping, because this is the original one here, I'm hoping that the next one will be like, okay, you have fewer pieces. We're going to let you do what you want to do this time. Okay. So now what we want to do is import. You know what, guys? I forgot about this part here. Let's go ahead and bring this over. Let's make it, I don't know, 5, I think it was. And 5 again. Let's move it up. Yeah, this error message, by the way, is because of this one right here. So let me move this more over here. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's make that 4. Let's make it 3. All right, that's not bad. I don't want it to be that wide though, so let me just shrink that to 5. And now over to the right. Now what I want to do is add a triangle. Do we have a triangle? Yes, let's just move this right here. Let's move it up. And we want it to be sideways. So let's rotate it like this. No, we actually want it to be like this. So shift right there. Let's make it transparent already. Obviously, it's way too big. So let's hit shift and down. Wow, it just looks like it's right next to each other, but it's not. Okay. So we want this to be 5. Wait, what's the thickness here? Let's zoom in here. Let's just match them right now. So the thickness is 3. That's what we want, 3. And the height should not be that much. Again, that just changed everything. Let's put it right. Let's just go ahead and do this. We're going to align. We want them to align this way and that way. Good. Now it's 2. Let me click over here, and this one is 5, and this one is 5, and they're not aligned. So let's do it again. We're going to align this way, and we're going to align it again, but this time here. Okay, now we're just going to go straight. Okay, we're good here. We're going to go straight down. Too jumpy, so let's go back to 25. That's better. I'm going to group them. And let's go ahead and put it right there. I think it's a little too big, so I'm going to hit Shift and adjust. I do want it to go up a little bit. Down, and let's move it forward a little bit. Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. Shrink a little bit and move up a little bit. I like that. So I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to mirror this, and then it's going to go in this direction right here. Move that a little bit over, and this one a little bit over. All right, liking it. I'm going to hit Shift and select both of these, and there. Okay, have that look. Okay, let's see if we can import. I think we're done with this one right here, so we're good. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get rid of this. There's just be fewer things for Tinkercad to think about. Okay, now let's import, and I think we were in the desktop, and we had Fortnite feathers. Again, I know it's not a feathers. Don't get mad at me. Import. Now, this thing's going to be huge, right? Of course. So here it is. We are going to be using something very consistent, so we need to adjust these to match the width of the chest. I think that should be fine. In this case, it doesn't really matter what you choose, as long as once you choose it, that's what it's going to be. Let's go ahead and shift again. All right, I'm going to move it up. And then forward, I want you to be able to see what I have here. Okay, so it looks like I have the chest just about right. And the colors are going to start with purple. Okay, so hopefully this part is the one that works. Yay, that would be awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to select this to see how many pieces we have. 53. Okay, just remember that. We have 53, and I chose all of these. 53. Okay, let's do this. So we're going to start with purple there. Purple, color, purple. I'm going to duplicate it and move it down. And now light purple. Duplicate it, and it moved it down for us. That's awesome. And I believe it is one of these blues, and then I'm going to duplicate it again. And this time, blue and a regular type blue like that. And then one more time, this time purple again. All right, that is close to the colors that we want. So let's just go ahead and accept that. All right, good. Okay. Now, here's what I want to do. I'm going to select all of them. Let's get closer because it's kind of far away. Because we also want to see if they are actually attached to the body. Otherwise, when you print, it will just fall off, and that's not a good sign. Okay. Now, I thought adding these feathers was going to be pretty easy, but it's not actually. You have to actually have some skill on it. Now, once I start doing this, I'm just going to fast forward. But you do have to understand that you're going to be adjusting a lot of these. Let me just try to select all of them through the side like this. And I believe I cut all of them. So I'm going to duplicate. And I'm going to rotate this right here, 90 degrees. I'm just going to drag it over here. And let's zoom in over here. Okay, notice this is sticking out. So 90 degrees is not the best choice for this. But somewhere around here, let me move it forward a little. Right there. And is it attached? For the most part it is, but not completely. Okay, let's look over here. Is it attached? It is there, okay. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this one and move it over. Oh, I did not duplicate that one. I'm going to copy this one, this one, and this one, and this one. Duplicate. All right, that's looking pretty good. Feeling pretty impressed with myself, except for that part. All right, so I'm going to move this forward. That way, it's sticking out a little bit there. Okay, not bad. And I'm going to duplicate again. Go out. Then move the arrow keys over here. Let's take a look at what's going on over here. Okay. I'm going to select these in the front, duplicate, and I'm going to mirror them to the back. Now I'm just going to shift and drag over here. I'm going to use the arrow keys for the small movements. Okay. Are they attached? They look like they are. Okay, so I'm going to select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to duplicate them, and I'm going to mirror them in that direction. I'm going to hit the shift button and then drag them over to this side. Oh, so now if you can see this, that shouldn't be there. So right there, you should be fine. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. I think we're getting there. Now, here is something I did not put here, and that's the I don't know, the backpack type thing. So let me just create one now. I'm going to smooth this out. I'm going to change that to dark brown. I'm going to rotate it to the left, 90 degrees. And let's just see how big do we want this thing. Let's see. That is not bad. I want it a little bit bigger, so let's just go with 60. Let's see if that's enough. 60 seems to be, let's go 65. And I'm liking that a lot better. Okay, so, oops, wrong one. Let's just drag this over here and then duplicate it. And then make it transparent, drag it down, and I think that should be good. Select both of them, group, and now you have this right there. Don't like that it's not perfect, so I'll just make that 66. And actually, I'm going to make this a lot bigger. Let's make it 70. The reason I'm making it bigger is because I don't want it to have a giant loop there. So if I can make it, let's try 80 now. I think that's our number. That looks good. Okay. Now let's make it the same width as this. This is 37.75. So let's make this 37.75. And let's move it over. Great. I almost like it. That's better. Okay, so just to get rid of these sides, I'm going to go straight up. And make sure that these are all covered. Essentially, I just want this to be covered here, and I'm going to duplicate this one. And then, so I'm going to, now I have those parts, yeah, they're out. So I'm going to select this, shift that, and hit that, and group them. Okay, now I have that part. Okay, now I'm going to get one of these. I'm going to duplicate it, move it up. I'm going to rotate it 90 if I am allowed to. 90. And rotate this way 90. And whoa, it's so hard to tell that it's actually floating in midair. You think they'd give you a warning. So let's just move that over a little bit. And that's good. I'm going to duplicate this one and then move that over. Something went wrong there. There you go. Duplicate and shift. Let's make this one, I don't know, blue. And then, actually, let's make this a lighter blue. There. I'm not sure that's the same color we used before. It's more of a greenish tint, which is fine. Okay, duplicate it again, move it over to blue this time. But if you can tell, it's sticking out there. So let's zoom in here. We're going to move it down a little bit. And that is a little bit better. I'm going to rotate a little tiny bit, just a little bit, right there. Okay, as you can see, we're getting there where we want. And now for this guy's neck area. Okay, so we're going to go backwards with the colors. Whoa. Let's go ahead and duplicate that one, move it up. Now, here's a problem. I'm going to have to adjust this to 4. So let's go back to our original design with the feathers. Tinker this. And let's just do half at this point. All right, so I'm going to select, oh, it's already grouped. No, it's not. So I'm going to select these 4. And I'm going to export. Now look over here, only the selected 4 as an STL. And let's choose smaller feathers as the word for this thing. So Fortnite feathers, let's just put smaller over here. Okay. And save. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's go back to our project. Tinker this. All right, let's import what we just, and I'm going to get an error message here, so just be ready for that. Don't get too excited over it. Let's import an XTL. Yeah, got it. Got the message. We're good. Not exporting anything. Oh, sorry, don't do that. We want to import. Choose a file. And we want the feathers smaller. Choose import. Okay, now I forgot what we changed this to. Remember we made it smaller, and I don't actually remember what it was, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's move it up. Smaller. Let's see if I can remember or just play with it so I can see if I can get a similar size. Are they the same size? All right, so it looks like 23 is fine. Okay. The color we want now is going to be this blue right here. Let's change that to that blue right there. Let's go down. And then what we want to do is make sure it's actually sticking here. Okay. Let's zoom in. Move it down. Let's move it forward. And rotate it. Forward and rotate. So here's the deal. We got to make this connection between the two. So I'm going to rotate it. And this is going to be the awkward one. This transition between that one and that one's going to be awkward. I know already. Well, we don't want it to move that much. So let's right there. Good. Let's move it down a little bit. Oops, clicked on the wrong thing. Move it down a little bit. Let's move it forward a little bit. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to duplicate it and then move it over to the right. Oops, wrong button. Now the next color is going to be, I'm going to do the same thing. Duplicate these things, but this time I'm going to move it up, back, down a little bit, forward, and we want that other blue, or is it turquoise? I don't know. Because the neck is getting thinner as we go higher, we have to adjust the width. Okay. I'm going to rotate this a little bit, and this one too, a little bit. Okay. So now, select it again, duplicate, move it up, move this one to that. And now we're going to go with light purple, same as the neck color. And there we go. This one's going to be moved over here, and that one right there. And of course, these things are nowhere near where they should be. And this is where it actually becomes a little bit easier. I'm going to move that down a little bit. Forward. All right, not bad. Okay, this time I'm just going to duplicate one of them. Duplicate. And move it up and back. And down again. Duplicate it again. And this might be my last time doing this one. Right there. Come on. Don't get in my way. And let me just do that now, right there. Let's move it back. Whoa, that's pretty far. All right. Now, I'm going to try this. I'm not sure it's going to work, but let me just try this anyway. So I'm going to select the one on the outside for each of these. And these two, I just selected one since there's only one there. I would duplicate it, and now I want to rotate. I'm going to hit Shift and rotate. I think the angle is not going to be as severe on the side, so I'm going to rotate all of these like that. And I'm going to have to adjust them manually. You can already see that. Let's see what it looks like here. Oh. All right. As you can tell, there's going to be some major adjustments here. So let me just adjust them little by little. Let's start at the bottom. Let's look it over here. Okay, there's a large gap here. So what I'm going to do is move this over here, and then over back, rotate, and up. Same thing on this side. I need to rotate over. All right, that's not bad. these will now go better this way. Oh yeah, that's a lot easier. Not 100%, but just easier. Go forward a little bit. And this one a little, nope, I want that one. That one. Oh, I see. I needed to click at the bottom to get that. Click at the bottom to get that part. Okay, this angle's a little bit weird, so let me move it forward. Okay. This one's gonna go this way and back. Okay. You can see we're almost there. I'm going to duplicate that one, move it up. Move that forward as well. Now with this one, theoretically, it should work with the other side as well. Let me choose all of these. Did I just choose something I shouldn't have? I think so. So for all these, I'm going to try to choose the bottom. If you happen to choose something that is touching the neck area, it will select the neck area. Now, usually, you don't want to select extra, so let's just duplicate this and see what happens. And that's what happens right there. We actually selected another one of the cubes that make the neck. Let's mirror this way, and let's get rid of that thing right there. If you haven't noticed, it's still preparing that thing over here on the left because it just doesn't know what to do with it. All right, let's see what we have over here. Oh, we didn't get all of it. Okay. So let's duplicate this one and then move it over to here. Alrighty then. Now we just need the back of the head. Let's do the easy part. Let's duplicate this, duplicate, and let's pull it out a little bit and rotate it 90. Whoa, that is a weird angle for this one. Let's move it up and back. Copy and paste, and then move it forward. What happened here? There you go. Now, I'm going to move that over there. Let's get another one of these here. I'm going to duplicate it, move it out to the right, and then rotate it 90 degrees. Yeah, it's starting to come together. I'm going to duplicate that, then move it. Oh, I didn't do the right one again. Let me try that. Duplicate, Control D, by the way. Move it over a little bit, and then I'll do another one of these. Duplicate, and I'm going to, look at there's going to be a weird angle here, so hopefully that doesn't get in our way. I'm going to hit Shift and then move it over. Okay, it looks like we're going to be okay there. Let me just duplicate that one. No, that didn't work. Duplicate and move it up. Rotate it this way. Let's zoom in here because it'll allow me a chance to rotate the way I want to rotate. Let's do that right there. Let's go down a little bit to cover these things. It's not actually touching it, so we got to make sure we have that part. Alrighty then. Let's duplicate and rotate and move up wrong thing. Move up and back and forward because that looks really weird. And rotate a little bit. Okay, that looks like it's going to have to be good enough. And duplicate straight up. Okay, these two right here, I'm going to have to make some exceptions. Yeah, let's do that. They just don't look good. Speaking of not looking good, let's just rotate that a little bit and then move it back. So much better. Let's rotate that and then move it back. Oh yeah. Okay. So as you can see, there's going to be a lot of that going on. Let's go back to the feathers and let's just do, oops, wrong one. This time we're just going to select 2 and then we'll call it done, right? Export those 2 as an STL and let's just actually name it 2. And of course it's going to tell us where it is, but we already know because we keep going to the same exact place. Tinker this. Now, of course, it's going to take a long time over here loading the other project. We want to import, choose the 2, feathers 2. Of course, this thing's going to be huge because I totally forgot about that part. And of course, yes, we know it failed. We know it failed. Don't have to remind us every time. And let's rotate this. So helpful. And I think we're getting almost there. Yeah, okay. Again, this is going to be our favorite color here. Let's zoom in. Make sure we're touching there. Way too much. Let's go 1. Better. And then let's duplicate that and move it over to the right. And then these 2 are going to be duplicated. Move it up and to the left. I think we're good. Actually, I'm going to duplicate that again and move it forward this way. Now, at this point, it's just a detail, but it's a detail I think is important. There, I'm going to duplicate that one and then rotate it 90 and move it. I'm moving it to the wrong side, but I'm just trying to get to it faster. Come on, faster. There it is. All right, now I'm going to move it over here. I rotated the wrong direction. Okay. I think we're good. Let me move this one forward. There. Now, if you want to put an arrow here, go right ahead. I believe that's what it's supposed to be. And there you go. Wow, that was a lot of work. Hope you enjoyed it.